Oh my gosh, you guys are such queens for getting my double star corridor picture into the hot list. I love you guys so much. The thing I was worried about when I was making this was, what if the leg goes before the head? Because I did make this leg picture first. Or what if the leg doesn't even make it into the hot list? Because, you know, it's just legs. What if people don't click on it? But you guys are so awesome in getting this exactly the way I want it to look. Now, I challenge you to do a double star corridor group picture. Make sure you do the right picture first and then the left picture first. It's not as easy as it looks. Anyway, hi queens. It's Viv again. Before I jump into the topic of the title, I just want to say thank you so much. Truly, you're all so awesome when it comes to supporting love. For those of you who didn't know, recently there was a player that was bullied by homophobes in the Star Corridor for making LGBT pictures. Apparently their pictures were reported hundreds and hundreds of times, which caused the devs to delete their photos. I looked at some of their photos and it doesn't look bad in my eyes. Maybe because I grew up in an environment that was accepting of LGBT for all my life. If you want to see those pics, it's in my last video titled They're Homophobes. I think some of them are in the 24-hour hot list too. Yeah, it's made by Yafa, and Yafa is killing it in the hot list. I do see comments in my last video saying some of the pics really are inappropriate though. I understand that everyone has different opinions, but just in my eyes, I saw nothing wrong. Maybe because I'm really chill. Anywho, this player Yafa asked the devs why their pics were reported, and the devs responded in a way that made it seem like they were homophobic. Yikes! Big yikes! I don't know why they would do that. I know for a fact that the devs aren't homophobic because they have supported the LGBT community in multiple occasions. I'm betting that the support staff didn't even read the player support ticket and just went, oh man, why am I even working on Chinese New Year's? And just answered with a generic response and called it a day. But yeah, despite the recent allegations of homophobia, Love Nikki is actually pretty LGBT friendly, and today I'm gonna give you the top 5 reasons why this game supports love. But first, like this video for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe if you love love. And number 5, we have rainbow items for Pride Month. So what's going on here is Love Nikki gave us this rainbow hair, this rainbow top, rainbow bottom, rainbow sunglasses, 100% free. It is also important to note that these items was first released in Love Nikki English server and then eventually made its way to the other servers also for free. But I just need to point out that these items were developed by us in the English server first. Now, some of you may argue, oh, it's just rainbow items. It doesn't mean anything. These items were released in June, which is Pride Month. Also, it literally says at the bottom, be proud of who you are, which indicates to me that if you are born different, freaking own it. Ain't nobody's business telling you you're wrong for being LGBTQIA+. If you're not hurting yourself or anybody else, why should it bother anyone? But unfortunately, homophobia do very much exist. I can tell every time I talk about supporting LGBT or supporting a certain race or whatever, I always lose a bunch of subscribers. Like on Twitter, whenever I retweet, just a simple retweet of something that's supporting BLM or supporting LGBT, my follower count always goes down. Like even in my last They're Homophobes video, I did lose a bunch of subs, and it's also one of my most disliked video. That's why content creators tend to stray away from topics like these. But I don't care. I just want to try to normalize supporting love. That's the goal. I have a lot of LGBT friends and I hate what they have to go through on a daily basis. Okay, moving on to number 4. The devs are from a gay area. Okay, so I do want to talk about the devs' actions too, but I want to talk about where they are from first, because where you are from really can have an effect on what you believe. So I'm here stalking Elix's LinkedIn, and Elix's USA office is based in California. I've lived in California for 69 years, so I can say proudly, we gay as heck here. California is famous for strongly supporting LGBT with huge pride parades all over the cities, with the super huge ones in SF and LA. If you stalk this page, you can see that the Elix employees went to school in CSU Fullerton, SFSU, Stanford University, Stanford Business School, UC Davis, UCLA. All of these schools are predominantly liberal and they all have pride celebrations of their own. If you're in the LGBT community and you go to any of these schools, you will find your home. I mean, everywhere has their rotten apples, but stereotypically, these schools are supportive. I mentioned this because I think where you are from and where you're educated really plays a role in whether you support love or not. Like, if someone's only education is anti-gay Facebook groups, there's most likely going to be brainwashed into believing that LGBT is not okay. But if you're from an area that has all these pride celebrations in every major city, you're more likely to be supportive. Which brings me to my next point at number 3. Devs allow shipping a same-sex character. So over here, we had this Facebook event posted April 14, 2020, which is last year. Facebook anniversary event. Best couples voting time. Like and comment the corresponding Facebook comment to show your support. So what this event is, you vote for your favorite couple in game. And here are the options that the devs allow you to pick. Nick Kimmy. So immediately, it's a girl-girl couple. And then Nikki Lunar, another girl-girl couple. Nikki Royce, this couple don't make sense to me, but you know, it's an option. Kimmy Orlando, okay, I guess some people may see that. Nikki Bobo, yeah, they're always together, I guess. Nikki Ace, ooh, yeah, there's that one picture of Ace jumping off the building holding Nikki like bridal style. Yeah, I can see that too. Kimmy Reed, ooh, okay, I know that some people ship Kimmy and Reed because they shared that kiss together. However, I want to argue that this was a forced kiss. Reed did not get consent from Kimmy, so I think this is a bad couple. That's just my opinion though. You're free to believe what you like. Consent, bro, consent! Up next is Ace Louis and then Lunar Louis. Ooh, I know this was a very popular one. Royce Neva was a really popular one too. Nikki Queen, I don't see it. Nikki Orlando, and then Nidhogg Yvette. Okay, yeah, I think this one was a popular one too. Nidhogg Louie? Don't they hate each other? Oh, maybe this is an option because Nidhogg killed Louis' girlfriend, so he could be with Louis. What kind of weird fanfic is this? Nikki Bai, Caesar Cloris, yeah, I see this too. Cloris, Queen L, Bai and Zhang, Zhu and Bai. Ooh, this was actually my favorite. Shade Lando. I call it Shade Lando. Yeah, these two I think are hot together. And then there's Yu and there's Ming. Yeah, so as you can see here, this voting list couple, a lot of them are girl-girl and a lot of them are guy-guy. If the devs weren't LGBT friendly, they would not even put Nick Kimmy there. They would not put Nikki Lunar there. They would not put like Shade Lando there at all. So I would say that because these same-sex couples are on the list, I believe that the devs are pretty LGBT friendly. Number 2, let's talk about the story because there are many LGBT instances in game and I want to bring your attention to one of the stories in game that I am going to read to you. So this one is from the Love Nikki Wiki fandom page. This is written by fans, but the things here, like the stories, are pretty much copied from the story. Thank you for the creators of this wiki page. I'm not sure who did this, but thank you so much for whoever did this for copying the stories over. It must be really hard work. So yeah, I wanted to read this Swan Love map to ya. So if you click on this expand button, you get to read the entire story here. So if you missed it and you're interested in the lore, check out the Love Nikki Wiki fandom page. This is where I get information on all the lore. This is a great page. All right, so conference invitation. So Nikki, what an eye-opener. Kimmy, thanks for inviting me to the conference. Kimmy says, no worry, it's our haute couture designed for Valentine's named Swan Love. Nikki says, Swan Love, the models walk in them really resemble swans. Did the name come from that? Kimmy says, nope, it's a crossover product with a theater show. So the inspiration is also for the play. Nikki says, a theater show? Kimmy says, yes, a show in which the main characters are one black swan and one white swan. So the design focus is on an evening dress. Nikki says, okay, the color is straight black and white. It feels not dull at all. Another AAG artwork. Kimmy says, oh, the show Swan Love will be premiered tonight and the actors will answer the curtain calls on the set. Do you want to come? Nikki says, yes, it sounds interesting. Kimmy says, I'm wondering what it looks like when actors instead of models wear the dress. Nikki says, it will be completely different, I think. Kimmy says, I also want to know what Nikki's feel about the dress. Let's try the Swan Love theme dress. Okay, and then there's a battle story. And then let's move on to this next story. So what it says is there is a play called Swan Love, and Kimmy is inviting Nikki. All right, so enters Joe. Milady Nikki, it's 30 minutes to show opening. Kimmy says, oh, thank you. Nikki says, I'm so excited. What's the story of Swan Love? Kimmy says, the show is based on a fairy tale called Swan on the Island. Nikki says, fairy tale? Is it a romantic one? Kimmy says, yes, it's a story about two swans that can transform into humans and try to break the curse of time. Nikki says, curse of time? Kimmy says, in a story, one of the two swans will turn into human in the dawn and turn back by the dusk, but the other was the opposite. Nikki says, so they can never know each other as they are different all the time. Kimmy says, yes, but a ball in the dust enabled them to meet each other and they fell in love instantly. Nikki says, what a coincidence. Then what? Kimmy says, I'll leave the rest for you to see yourself in the show. Kimmy says, yeah, it's boring when you know the end of beforehand. Joe says, Milady used to love the story very much and her mother often read it as a bedtime story. Kimmy says, it's needless to mention these irrelevant things. Joe says, I think Nikki should be interested in these things. Nikki says, so Kimmy has known the story for years. Joe says, yeah, I read it the day after Milady heard the story. She went to the zoo to see swans immediately. Nikki says, why in a zoo? Joe says, because Milady thought all the swans would turn into humans, so she stayed very late. Nikki says, never thought Kimmy was so cute. Kimmy said, did I do that? I don't remember at all. Joe says, those days. Milady loved the bedtime story so much. Hey, why don't you compete over cute pajamas? So looky here. Nikki thought Kimmy is cute. Yeah, that actually is pretty cute. But let's expand to this third story because I think the Swan Love shows like the most LGBT story. Okay, so they're gonna watch the play and then it's a girl who performed the male black swan. There you go. So they mentioned before that it is a love story between two of the swans, but it's a girl who performed the male black swan. So it's a girl on girl, which means, you know, girl on girl love. Kimmy says yes, and because of that, the featured products of the series are both females. Okay, I think we've seen enough here. The two swans that are in love, they are both female. So I would say that this story is pretty LGBT friendly. Homophobes reading this are fuming. Anyway, moving on to the number one reason why this game is gay AF. We hit back in game. Did you know that the main character is gay as heck? So I want to bring your attention to this item right here called fragrance. The description says, tabloids. Many people are wondering whether Kimmy and Joe are a couple. The truth is, Kimmy prefers Nikki. I think that answers everything. Kimmy is a canon. There are many times in the story in which Kimmy is hard simping over Nikki and Nikki just blushes every time Kimmy is simping over her. I also want to bring your attention to the wiki. And this is also Love Nikki wiki, same place that I showed you earlier. And let me scroll all the way down to Nikki's relationship with Kimmy. Now again, this is fan written, but they have these like little what are these called? These footnotes here, and if you click them, it shows where you can get this information from. So over here, let me make this bigger so you can see. Okay, that's way too big. All right. Nikki looks up to Kimmy, who sees Nikki as a stylist with great potential and encourages her to grow and improve her skills. She becomes one of Nikki's strongest supporters and it helps her practice her styling before the contest. In return, Nikki lets Kimmy rely on her and comforts her, especially when Kimmy reveals her struggles and difficulties. And this is the chapter 10 one? Oh no, it's the Brave New World story. Oh yeah, also in the chapters you can see that Kimmy hella simps for Nikki. And over here it says, it is strongly implied that Nikki has romantic feelings for Nikki since Kimmy prefers Nikki over Joe. Oh yeah, this is from the pink fragrance one. And the sight of Nikki makes her blush. For Valentine's Day, Kimmy and Nikki buy matching pendants that shows black and white swans with their necks intertwined. Oh, this is from the Swan Love story. Yep. Nikki's behavior around Kimmy also indicates that she holds feelings for Kimmy as well. Whenever she sees Kimmy, she gets overexcited, and to the amusement of Bobo and Momo, the two of them together can exude an energy that makes even Momo feel like a third wheel. So yeah, you can read this in chapter 14, stage 4, nobleman style. So yeah, you can click here if you don't want to go in game. Like, you know, Momo over here says, what happened? The atmosphere is suddenly so strange. It seems I am not needed. So yeah, at this part, when Nikki and Kimmy are like simping for each other, it made Momo feel like a third wheel. So yeah, that is it. The main character is gay as heck. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Alright everyone, that is all for me. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all so much. Special thanks to my Patreons for your amazing support. You guys are awesome possum. I'll see you all next time. Subscribe or I'll delete your Live Nikki account. Peace.